To me, this is worth more than words. Not that the words are useless in any way. It's a skill, it's a tool, and it's very valuable. But it falls short for me because it doesn't actually teach the body how to move. So, here, if you would just hold that. This was taught to me as a martial art, but the value of it to me is what I call universal movement. Wally, could you step back a little and get out of the frame? So these are the principles of movement that I live by. And I'm going to show it to you from the point of view of the martial art, but skip the martial art part. This is not about fighting or beating up on anybody. This is just about pure movement. This was actually designed by its ancient originators in India to manage Kundalini. Kundalini, anybody? Yeah. Everybody know what Kundalini is? Energy, chi. So here's how it works. If somebody picked up a stick and tried to hit you with it, they would probably do it in 3 fairly predictable ways. This being America, the first thing they'd try to do is hit you like a baseball bat. Or they could hit you over the head with it, or if they were kind of cute and they had some martial arts training, they might try to poke you with it. It turns out that none of those are the most effective attack with a stick. The most effective attack with a stick comes from down behind and up in the front on 2 sides. And this is the basic movement of Lathi, L-A-T-H-I, Lathi, Indian bamboo stick fighting. And so this is the basic movement of Lathi. And if you watch, and if I do it a little longer and get into my groove, you will notice that every part of my body is in motion. And for every motion, there is an equal and opposite motion on the other side. For example, stop. Here I have my gravity, my weight, all on my left foot, but the stick comes by the right side to balance it. And the same with the other side. Here I have my gravity loaded down through my right side, but I have the stick coming through the left side to balance it. Now, if I make a mistake and get out of phase, here I have my gravity all on my right leg and I have the stick on my right side. Here I'm falling over here with nothing to balance it over here, and the same is true on this side. So, I have the stick on one side, I have my gravity on the other side. I'm making continuous circles, and look what it's doing to my spine. Lots of times I get a good, satisfying crack just from the movement. It's like this nurturing massage for my spine. And you might notice, if you watch any martial arts movie, including, there was a movie called The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise, and he's in his instruction, and throughout this entire movie, they're attacking like this. So watch what it does to my body when I go this way. It's down. Well, watch when I go the right way. It lifts me up, puts me right on my line. And then so watch my spine. Watch the extension, the length, the lift. In the Oriental martial arts, they manipulate the stick from the middle, and they go from a horse stance. So look at my horse stance, and look at how I attack, and look at what it does to my body. First thing, look at here. Spreads out my whole pelvis. Okay? That's because in the Oriental martial arts, the energy center is the dantian. Dantian is this space, two fingers below the navel. This is the center of gravity. But in Lathi, it's a heart-centered martial art. This is the energy center. Look at the difference. That's why it lifts me. Continuous motion. Okay, so now I'm going to take just a couple of minutes and see if I can get into a groove. And you can watch what it does to my body. This is one of the patterns. This is one of the ways I have patterned my body. I've been doing this for about 50 years. Okay, now I'm going to do exactly the same thing, but I'm going to do it from the middle of the stick. But it's no different from what I've already been doing. And then I let go with one hand. This is how I rehab my own shoulder girdle. There is nothing in Rolf movement integration that does this. It does other things, but it doesn't do this. Look at my joints. Look at my wrist and my elbow and my shoulder. You know, to make the perfect pool cue shot, it takes the perfect balance between wrist, elbow, and shoulder to keep that going straight. Otherwise, it starts to wander like this. And in the same way, if you watch my wrist and my shoulder and my elbow, you'll see that there's a balance between all these movements. And my proof of that is that to the stick doesn't know I'm here. This is all the stick can feel. So now watch again, and watch the stick, but not me. You will notice the stick is turning around its center. That's why it's balanced. If I have a client with fixated shoulders, I give him this. I'll say this again. The sticks don't know I'm here. Look at the sticks, don't look at me. Then you add the breathing. In, out, in, out. Any questions? And you see, when I say Rolf movement integration gives you a lot to know, but it doesn't give you a lot to do. This is training my nervous system in a way that words can't reach.
I have a question.
Question.
When you were learning how to do this, did you hit yourself in the head?
A lot.
I was thinking the very same thing.
I'm like, don't ask me to do
It
that.
could easily have happened right now, but thankfully it didn't. So, this is my orientation to movement. This, to me, is balanced movement. And look at me. There is a calmness in my nervous system now that I never get any other way than this. And it was like putting my energy field in a blender. And I mean that in the best way. An energy field, any random energy field, has hot spots, cold spots, tight spots, loose spots. This mixes it all up and blends it all together. My energy field feels like it's out to there. Words won't do that. Any questions?
How long did it take you before you didn't hit yourself?
A year.
Oh my gosh.
Now we know what's wrong with you. So many times.
Right? That looks pretty difficult.
Actually, when you break it down into its little pieces, it's very easy. But you know what? People, random bodies, people, lots of people have very immature nervous systems. I mean, they can't, you know, they find their coordination in this. In the same way that it took me years to find my feet. It took me years to find my line in this. It took me years to find all these movements. But look at Wiley right now. Don't stop. Keep doing it. See? Now,
Also dancing.
yes. So, yes. Precisely. That's what I get out of it.
I have really long arms. Can I use them?
Absolutely. Okay?
Yeah.
When people come to me and they're all locked up through here, this is this is a technique that we call the street sweeper. But here's how it goes. 1, 2, and I wrap it all around. 3. This is what people can't do when they're all locked up through here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. You can obviously see the fighting value of this.
And that looks like a baseball warm-up.
Well, you know, I said that in the Orient they swing the stick from both ends from the middle like this. Well, look how long my attack is. Whereas in Lathi, we swing the stick at full length. You hear it? My rib cage is filled up to here. Words won't do that. Any questions? This is how balanced movement shows up for me. All right, let's take a break. Let it go. 1, 2, 3, whoa!